Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today we are doing Midweek Magic, Historic Singleton, All Access. Okay, so that's a little bit of a long-winded way to say it. Basically, by the time of this recording, Phyrexia All Will Be One has just come out, so probably the best way to introduce everyone to as many of the cards as possible is an All Access format. And they made it Singleton so that you don't just dump 4x copies of the same card. And also I kind of wondered why bother making it historic if you're going to feature the new ones, but at least it allows some of the older cards to make a splash. Anyway, we kind of did artifacts last time, though not in Singleton. I believe I did for Artisan. This one's a bit different because we're taking advantage of as many of the for MIRRODIN those equipment. So deck list wise, we do have about 19 creatures officially. A lot of them are the reconfigure equipment from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. But we also have a bunch of... Okay, this one's not a 4 MIRRODIN. Let's look for one that's 4 MIRRODIN. This one here. So this one is just an equipment spell, but it does come with its own creature, and it will come equipped on it, so that's a bit of an advantage. So how are we paying it off? We do have a Jorkadim, so this one gives us some payoffs to attacking, having giving it a decent enough power, and trample is also quite nice as well. But otherwise, a lot of our other payoffs are quite old. Okay, this one is not quite old. This one's also a new one. Our older payoff is basically Colossus Hammer. We have the Colossus Hammer Fighter Class Shooter set combo. As for equipping on the cheap, we have Asker Bearer of Blades from Dominaria United. We have Brunner Battle Hammer from Adventures of the Forgotten Realms. Halvar doesn't exactly quite work because you do need to equip the hammer first, but otherwise it's a good way to move your equipment around. And we have and our other boosts are like Michiko Reign of Truth, so +1/+1 for each artifact. All That Glitters, +1/+1 for each artifact and for itself. Ingenious Smith does get a few counters along the way, also helps us tutor a bit. Oswald Fiddlebender, not gonna tutor the hammer down here, but it's a way to tutor up. So like if we're going for our Dragon Wing Glider or for some of our other equipment, basically it's a chill event. We're gonna just test a bunch of stuff out. So we're gonna see how it pans out. I guess I could have adjusted the mana base a little bit more, but let's see how it goes. I wasn't really able to validate the deck though. First match, opponent just instantly conceded. I suspected that they didn't like their hand and they just didn't bother going with the mulligan. You coward. Second match, it was actually a bit hairy. It was a ramp deck. Okay. This one is a bit of a stretch to keep. We are missing one mat. We are missing our red. But we do have Lion Sash, All That Glitters, Colossus Hammer. We're gonna try keeping this. I suspect we're gonna lose this. We're gonna lose this one quite quickly, but we'll see. Worst case, we can at least buff the Lion Sash a bit. So far, our opponent seems to be playing blue. If we see red, we probably would be in trouble. Okay, blue, black, probably still in trouble. So I am going to... Okay. Exile target with mana value from your graveyard. So it's actually a good way to get some copies back, but you have to exile it again. So not that setup. We're gonna swing first. See if our opponent has anything for this. Nope. Okay, we're just gonna go Bladegraph Aspirant. Costs one less, so it's now cheaper by one. Okay, this one not so real. It's more relevant for a lot of other cards. Elspeth's Nightmare. Opponent's gonna take out the Sash. Okay. Now, they're gonna either make us discard our All That Glitters or our Nahiri Unforgiving. We'll see what happens there. And let's see. We can pay one more, but we're not exactly equipping it to... It's just to equip it again onto itself, so that doesn't really mean much. We'd probably lose Nahiri. Okay. Which means we still have the All That Glitters. Our opponent probably has a kill spell, so we kind of went all in on this hand. Probably not gonna win this. Okay, we did get Kemba. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna cast the All That Glitters first, targeting this one. See if we can eat the counter spell or some sort of removal. Let's get some of that out of the way. Negate. Okay, that's fine. Let's see what their other card is. I forgot. Kemba is cheap equipping also. Now, that said, it's not. Our opponent's not out of it yet. Any form of direct removal will do us. Will nuke us a bit. Opponent probably running Blood in the Snow, but they have one turn to make it work. We unfortunately don't have enough. Opponent's probably gonna takes 2. Okay. So Molten Impact doesn't really do much here. So we're actually gonna hold this one back. Probably only relevant for hitting a Planeswalker. Eldest Reborn. Okay, so we're hey, we get to return it to owner's hand. So now this one we kind of want to play and equip right away. So each opponent discards a card. I suspect we're discarding Molten Impact. Opponent probably wants to get a creature back. They could get back our Kemba. God. Now the thing is, this has Menace too. So, well, we got there. That was actually quite hair raising, but right. But we were able to threaten enough. Our opponent was doing a lot of 1-1 stuff. I suspect if they had the proper board wipe, it would have been over for us. Though Halvar's a very good piece. I originally had Maul of the Skyclaves there for the free equip, but in this particular deck, Halvar's probably better. Not quite insightful. That was not quite insightful. Oh yes, I'll show you guys a little bit later. Something that's quite interesting. So, okay, this is awfully slow. Like, I'm sure I can cast a Revel Salvo, but we do have quite a number of 2-drops, but I would rather have it in hand right now. Okay, this is more reasonable. 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. I guess if I want a 4-drop, it will... No, I probably should have kept this because it cycles. I probably should have played this one first. And anyway, we'll go Arm Scavenger. Opponent very likely to just play a creature, so we can Sacred Peak some Enthusiasm. Paradise Druid. Okay, so we're not gonna cast Enthusiasm quite yet. Let's see. I can go for Shield of the Realm, but actually I'm gonna go for the Mask of Immolation. Oh yeah, we do have a Cloud Steep. So I suspect this might also be another ramp deck, but this just might be mono green. I was gonna offer the Arm Scavenger up, but it looks like our opponent's not gonna bite. also, this one is not quite invincible at all. Our hope is basically our opponent just drops a 4x creature and we can just enthusiasm. Otherwise, Forgeborn Phoenix, not reasonable play, I'd say. Opponent not looking for. Okay, if they had the land, they probably would have played it right away. Unless they're thinking of landfall. Or could it be our opponent just kept a 2-lander and nope. There's their let's see what their 4-drop is. Let's see, the problem ones would be like Odd Grizzled Huntmaster. Okay, so it's a 3-drop. Now this one, I guess if you're running a lot of silver bullets, which in this deck, like very specific cards, you can use it to. Though I guess it also makes sense, like it's a card that this actually is more useful. Like if you're running a lot of mana dorks and you're at the point where you don't really need them anymore, you can just exile that one and just choose one from your sideboard. Now I will have no idea what. Okay, Spare Dagger. Ceremonial Knife, we don't need the blood tokens. Scavenge Blade's actually not so bad. But let's see. Probably not gonna play it. I might just go for the Enthuse. Actually, no, we don't need to play it quite yet. I'm actually gonna just I'm gonna go for the Scavenge Blade. Hold on, this is sacrifice to deal 1 damage to any target. Probably not going. At least we're still doing our hits. I'm tempted to actually just. Nope, we can't re-equip. Yeah, that's us getting stuck on mana now is a problem here. We're probably gonna with Trag Tusk. They gained the 5 life, but technically we can still swing through it. So we'll take when it's not. Probably not. Where's the land when you need it? Like I could just play this one, give us a 3/2 blocker. Foundry Beetle has first strike. Equipped creature has first strike. We'll swing first. Yeah, that's an expected block. Generates a 3/3 beast. So let's see. Still want to hold on to this, but as soon as our opponent drops something that's even bigger, I guess we just play Foundry. We'll just play the Foundry Beetle Tormentor's Helm. Now the reason I'm playing all these excess equipment right now is on the off chance we hit an All That Glitters or Michiko's Reign of Truth. So we lose the Foundry Beetle, which is not the biggest loss. I'm surprised our opponent's not attacking. Probably not gonna play that one. Okay, we hit our mana now. That said, none of these have flying, so we're gonna give up on the Scavenge Blade. Oh wait, it cost 1 less. Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't know. I did not notice that. So might as well take out the Vivian Arcbow Ranger right then and there. So our equip is a lot cheaper. Opponent is exploring. We are going to take a huge hit though. Now that said, Astor means all of these would be free. Take a hit. Now this is a 4/4, so probably not gonna play any of them. We'll just take the Shield of the Realm. Ogre Head Helm. Let's see. This gives us a 4/4. Let's see. Well, there's all our lands, but now we get to. Oh wait, no, it just costs one less. Equipment you control have equipped one. Oh yeah, we have to select this one. So we're gonna equip this one here. So sorry about that. Swing first. Opponent probably does not block. And let's see, now we have to move this one to here. And in the event our opponent has something, we move this one here. That said, not completely invincible. And let's see, 7, 9, 11. Yeah, we could die if our opponent has removal. We could just die right here. Cold-blooded Titan 8. Yeah, wait. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, technically it's over, but we can at least survive for one extra turn. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to equip a lot of this stuff on the cheap anymore. Because this doesn't have trample. None of these have trample, but we're probably going to die to a creature incoming. So, and all of these are just like, this is a free equip. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to equip this one to survive. Yeah, we need to have a lot more lands. We can just play the. Yeah, we're just gonna play out our board, but yeah, that's it. We got stuck on lands for quite a while, so that was a little bit hard on us. Maybe we should have removed one of their creatures earlier. That would have saved us some damage, I think. Anyway, the deck is not bulletproof, and that's perfectly fine. No deck can survive missing land drops or missing the cards or getting too many land drops for that matter. Speaking of which, we got the same situation again. Our opponent took a mulligan, so that's why we're gonna keep. Otherwise, I wouldn't. Now, if we can hit an untapped land, I will be happy to play. Well, it's not untapped, but we do have to play that first. We're probably gonna play either Impact, which is mostly there for the. Okay, opponent's searching, so we probably will just do Arm Scavenger here. Oh wait. No, we got another option. Reveal an artifact card. This one's actually quite expensive to equip. I think we're actually going to just go for the Bladehold War Whip. Probably not going to cast it anytime soon if we don't hit the land, but we're more likely to. Opponent? Okay. So probably not gonna re-equip this anytime soon. Opponent should have an idea what they're. Opponent's just drawing cards. I think they might be playing a toxic deck, but they're just missing their toxic stuff. Not gonna get Colossus Hammer. We already have one. Yeah, we'll just take the Tormentor's Helm. Hey, Bruner's there. So we're actually gonna go Jetmir's Garden. And I just played the War Whip. It will boost this one, so not too bad. Now we'll see if our opponent has a board wipe. Kinda unlikely in these colors. Well, let's do a check. Equipped creature has double strike, so it's only this one. Opponent probably wants to snipe it. Now they gain control of it, and it's kind of expensive for us to re-equip. Probably not interested in playing any. So we might just Molten Impact at this point. Opponent is just gonna chump block. I guess they really did not want to give us that extra mana. Opponent really needs to drop a large creature at this point. Titania's Commands. Search for up to 2 land cards. At this point, I would have expected the other one. Okay, let's look for something cheap. This one's a free equip, so to speak. So let's see. Yeah, not casting any of these. That's fine. Hello? Bit transfer Lottie, ha? Chiching lang. Sige. Okay, okay. Okay, sige. Okay. Okay, sige. Okay. Okay, so let's see. At this point, probably just kind of tempting to put all our eggs in one basket, but we're not gonna do that. We're going to swing first, and I could play the Jorkadim first. I'm suspecting our opponent might have some. We'll swing first, see what happens. Cycling, sure. Serum Snare, return. Okay, and no, that's it. We have enough damage between the rest of our creatures. Not necessarily the strength of our deck, but more of the fact that our opponent did a lot of nothing for the first few turns. I suspect it's supposed to be a toxic deck, but nothing. The toxic deck works when you have how do you call it? Redundancy. You need to have a lot of extra copies. You're gonna want more than one copy of your Rot Priest, for example. You're gonna want a lot more toxic creatures. And most of them are in white anyway, so you probably would go green-white at least. The blue would be okay for Proliferate. It's Singleton anyway, it's not Commander, so you're more restricted by your mana base at that point. also restricted by not hitting your land drops, so we're gonna... Okay, this one's a bit more awkward. At least we have our colors, and... Now the affinity makes this work, so we're probably actually gonna just give up the Blade Hold War Whip. Now, at least Patriarch's Humiliation, what we can do with it is cause it to lose all abilities, which is not the worst thing to happen. Gonna play as a 2/2. Probably not going to discard our hand and draw 3 cards. If our opponent has removal for this, it's fine. If our opponent just plays a creature, it's also fine. Opponent probably looking... Well, I understand why you're looking at it. Nobody really plays this card. I would not be scared of... I wouldn't be scared of it, honestly. Oh, Wilts. Okay. Interesting sideboard choice. So we'll play a Line Sash. Opponent doesn't have a permanent in their yard, but we do, so we can end of turn exile our own Helm, which is not the worst thing to happen. If our opponent just has all removal, this would be for a very long... This might be the last game at this point if it's just going to be all removal. I suspect it's just a lot of reading. For Ego's Libation. Okay, so opponent's just doing all removal. Well, that ends it for us. We can still use the Humiliation to... Though this one's interesting, well, I guess cycling makes it more palatable, but I wouldn't have considered that. Yeah, we might actually lose because someone went so off meta that it's very interesting. 51, 54, 6 cards in hand. Okay. At least they are playing a normal deck for all. Opponent goes Agonizing Remorse. Looks like our opponent has no intention of playing anything on the back. Now what they take out will highlight what they actually have. If they take out the Rebel Salvo, they have larger creatures, so to speak. Okay, maybe we just got really unfortunate at this point. So we can play Jorkadin. Ooh, we should have sniped this first. A lot of if this is a mutate deck, a lot of mutate costs are cheaper. So we made the mistake of actually letting that stay. I just realized now that we might end up losing that way. Oh no, it could just be a cat deck. Black, green, white, those are cat colors, so to speak. I think black might be more along the lines of Nightmares, I guess. At the very least, if our opponent goes for a mutate, we can... Okay. I'm surprised they did not exile... Oh wait, no, because they would have only gained 3 life. They needed to draw cards, so that's what they're doing. Yeah, we'll take it. Leonian Night Scribe. So it really is just a cat deck. So we're gonna hold here, see if we can... This might be a bit... Oh, it's gonna be humiliating to lose too. No, this doesn't quite help us. Yeah, we need... I'm gonna go for it now. just to limit our damage quite a bit. But if we don't hit anything else at this point, let's see what would. Well, the card we lost is actually removal, so not too shabby. It's actually the reconfigure cards that make this deck somewhat playable alongside the for MIRRODIN. Let's be honest, in the Singleton format, those are just not enough. Opponent might just take this, unless their last card is a spell. Our hope is basically just hit. We will take. Frontline Felidar. So now we are not incentivized to. Now that said, if our opponent has removal, we can still lose the game. It's not like we have indestructible. I should have probably sneaked in one of those creatures you can get indestructible counter on. Let's see, if our opponent goes for this, that's just like what, 9 damage? Okay, we can still survive. Creatures you control have vigilance and tap, but that's not gonna. But that's not the plan anymore at this point. The plan now is just basically to stick the Cloudstone Kirin and see if we can survive. Does our opponent have removal? If they happen to have a 1 piece of removal, then we're done. Nope, they don't have the removal, but it's not over for us quite yet. I'm still going to swing because it doesn't matter which creature. Well, they're probably going to tap it anyway, but doesn't quite. Well, we know that they do run removal. And they're actually quite clever. They're running sacrifice-based removal, so it is a way to get. It is a way for me to get killed in the process. Yeah, we were somewhat unfortunate there, but we can't win them all. Are there better choices than this? Yes, definitely. But now we are in the precarious position where we can reconfigure onto another creature, but we cannot unequip. We have no way of gaining life. That said, I think our opponent might have just gone all in on this and not much else. So our plan is to probably still clear out as much of our opponent's board as possible. Opponent went with Death Touch. Do they have a way to ping? Opponent probably doesn't want us to draw cards, so they're going to start tapping on our board. Yeah, having them all gain vigilance is kind of annoying. We're not going to be able to attack into this. This might actually become a very long episode unless if this pans out like this. Well, that's not true. Of our opponent, I'm pretty sure our opponent has another removal spell. I hope they might have a targeted one, which would be good. If it's all sacrifice, then running extra creatures isn't. Charm Stray. This is not good in Singleton. I suspect our opponent might. Yeah, opponent just taps everything out, which makes perfect sense. We're just gonna have to try to get more creatures than our opponent. They are swinging with this because we have no good blocks here. And we have no good attacks. They will probably tap these end of turn because we have no we have some good blocks. If we can snipe your Felidar and we do have some ways of removing it, it's probably fine. This is going to take forever if our opponent doesn't hit removal. Well, we're not in danger of losing quite yet. Oh, by the way, these are our only two. Okay, hold on. So now this would be interesting. We can exile. I'm gonna try something. Maybe our opponent doesn't notice it. But oh, it has to deal combat damage to a player, so it's probably for naught anyway. It does grow the Ingenious Smith, so at least we have something to go for it. They might just tap everything down, which... And the sad thing is, these are not good reconfigured targets. Okay, they tap that. They're just tapping everything, which makes perfect sense. We're probably going to lose Nahiri, which is sad, but considering the board state we're in, yeah, do they finally have the removal? I'm pretty sure you have more removal than just the few cards that you showed. Oh, by the way, this has lifelink. You should keep swinging with this. That actually reminds me, the other Nahiri is probably a good option. It deals damage equal to warriors and whatnot. No, this is kind of where I wish they did have the timer. Our opponent is taking a longer time doing all this manual stuff. They know I'm not going to swing. I don't have good targets. Maybe I should start considering hexproof as an option. We do have Swiftfoot Boots. That would be something that would change this game quite a bit. Yeah, Swiftfoot Boots would be an addition here. What other ways do we have of giving hexproof? Brave the Elements would be, well, not in this case. It wouldn't function that well, but it would be fine as a one-off. Creatures with protection would be nice. I guess we could actually add some of the swords, but I've been avoiding as much of the equipment that does not really contribute a body, because I'm trying to avoid making it an A+B mechanic. The reason I want to have some of these good ones is because, but I do have some of the ones that can potentially end the game. Colossus Hammer being one of them. Our opponent also drew more cards than we did, so it's a case of does our opponent have removal or not. I'm probably just gonna play everything out, not keep anything in hand, so that it can signal to our opponent that yeah, you're free to switch, you're free to cast your removal spell. And what permanent card do they get back? Well, it's permanent, so at least they're not getting back Pharika's Libation. Evolving Wilds, I guess if you want to thin out your deck. Savai Sabertooth, it's fine. Oh, but our opponent... Well, we only have 4 creatures, so it's not... So it's not like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so might as well. I guess there's an argument for equipping it onto Jor Kadim also to keep, so that but then again, it's our opponent is super unlikely to run damage-based removal. Actually, if I knew what our opponent had, I would have gone for the Lion Sessions, like say exile some of their card draw. Oh yeah, I did mention watch our life total go really low. Oh wow, I'm really gonna have to apologize to everyone why this video is taking so long. Maybe I should... I guess I could try editing it so that I can compress this long haul section here. Yeah, because this part is this part's gonna, like, seriously, there should be some removal by now. Personally, I would have started drawing cards into hitting more removal. I would not be waiting for it one by one. It's not like these. Oh wait, no, they can't. They don't have enough cards to exile. My bad. It's been a long time since I last played with this card, let's be fair. Well, there's a fighter class. Since we're not going to be doing much of anything, we might as well. Let's see, what's a good equipment that we can go with this? We can't search for Halvar, that's unfortunate. Forgeborn Phoenix. Yeah, we don't exactly have that many. Foundries cost less. Whenever equipped creature attacks, that's not gonna happen. I guess I just take the Forgeborn Phoenix just to put another threat on the board. Not that our opponent's gonna have any problem tapping our board down all the time. But they're not exactly growing it either. Yeah, so might as well. So now this costs 6 instead of 8. Opponent probably still gonna tap our board down anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant what happens here. Though being able to generate flyers normally would have been helpful. Yeah, opponent needs to put more cards in the yard. Oh yeah, I just remembered now. We probably should move the Colossus Hammer onto Jork. No, we're not. We kind of want the game to end. So if our opponent has Elspeth's Nightmare to snipe Jork Hadim, sure, go for it. Life total going down really low. Sun's going down. Well, there's our infested flesh cutter. Now, unfortunately, it's quite unlikely that our opponent's gonna let us attack anytime soon. Yeah, opponent's just gonna tap everything away, which makes sense. I'm trying to think if we still have direct removal. Unfortunately, this is our only. Unfortunately, we lined up all our direct removal to be damage based, so we're gonna need to draw a. And let's see, we lost one big one. We still have a few others. Our opponent's also quite flooding out. I don't see a reason to leave this be. Our opponent might have a Settle the Wreckage. I'm actually surprised our opponent's not going for it at this point. It's likely not. Yeah, oh, jeez. Okay, you know what? At this point, I am probably going to close out this episode. I have to wait for 34 more turns. Come on, have some removal. I'm literally going shields down so that the game can end. The game would have come. Yeah, if we had. Yep, that's good game. The ECD will take out Cloudstone Kieran. So yeah, our opponent did have removal. It just took them a while to get it. Unfortunately for us, we kind of stalled out a bit too many lands. But all in all, concept is fine-ish. I probably will not play another game given how long this one took, but do enjoy it. That's gonna be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. Yeah, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care, God bless, stay safe wherever you are. Hey, everyone. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.